I picked up this lovely offcut of poplar wood and it has this gorgeous bowl running through the middle of it, and decided I'd make a quick picture frame from it. So here I am on the table saw, just slicing it up. You can see this lovely bowl pattern right in the middle of it. Running it through the thickness planer, just to take off any of the sanding marks from the table saw. And then giving it a quick sand with the orbital, just to tidy up some of those faces. I bought a really cheap picture frame from Poundland or something, so I could have the backing and the glass. I find that's a really nice way to make your own frames, but then get little bits of hardware from those cheap picture frames. At this point, I'm just picking a nice orientation for all the different faces, just trying to bring out the beautifulness of that bowl. Doing a bit of marking to try and pick the lengths. Then I'm over on the table saw. I've got a sled here that I'm just setting up a 45-degree angle on, so that I can cut the corners of the picture frame. Trying to match up both sides as best I can by making sure that they're the same length and kind of using each one as a template. Little test fit here, and I'm marking out how big a recess I need to put into the back so that the frame will sit inside. I've got this router bit where you can put different sized bearings on it so that it changes the depth of cut, and then the bearing goes along the side of the wood, and it makes a nice little cut into the back. And then on the right hand side I've just built this little frame for holding all of the pieces together. It makes this routing process a lot easier. Here's where I made a bit of a mistake. The burl kind of sent me off center here, and I ended up plunging all the way through the picture frame. So you can just see it there. I've just made a big gouge all the way through. I fixed that a little bit later. A bit frustrating, but these things happen, and I was able to fix it pretty easily. So I'm just routing that groove in the back. You can see that mistake I've made there just in the middle of the screen. The way I chose to fix this was I had a little piece of offcut. Just doing a test fit there. But you can see the gap in the top right. So I had this offcut, and I decided I'd just cut that in and glue it. So I'm just using a little bit of CA glue here. Yeah, quick little repair job on that piece. Decided the wood was too beautiful to throw away, so just thought I'd patch it up. And I think it came out alright in the end. You'll see the pictures at the end. Moved on to the belt sander, just to sand down some of the edges, give a nice finish. I worked through 120, 180 and then 240 grit, and it came up with this beautiful finish. You can see the finish here. It polished out that burl beautifully. And then we're into the glue up. I'm using contact adhesive here, so it's an activator in the can, and then just super glue style in the little tube, using a set square to try and get some nice 45-degree corners. And then just using the orbital sander just to tidy up any spill from the glue. Cut out these little tabs on the laser cutter. They're just cut out of 2mm ply, and then I'm using the router to just cut a little recess to put those little tabs in, and I've just drilled a little hole for them and then secured them with some short little screws. And these tabs allow you to change the picture in the frame, and they kind of slide out. You'll see an example of how they work in a minute, but I found these really useful and a super quick method to secure the frame. Yeah, you can see they're just sliding out there. Putting a little hook on so that I can hang it from the wall. I've just got this set of little hooks, brass fixings off of eBay. They're a few quid. There we go, finished picture frame. I think the bowl looks absolutely gorgeous. The mitre corners went together really tidy, hardly any gaps you can see. And then on the back you can see those little tabs that I cut out on the laser. You can see how they work, just a quick little slide. You can see they're just recessed in so that they're not pushing against the wall when you hang the picture frame. This is a new process that I've not really done before, but cutting out my own mounting board and then using a bevel cutter to make a nice recess. I think it really ups the quality of your picture frames to have a nice little bit of depth on it. As you can see, I'm struggling with the mental maths here to make sure that the picture sits in the middle. But as I say, I'm sure I'll get better at this as I try it a few more times. Struggling to work out how to use the bevel cutter there. I worked it out in the end. Just using a knife to ease out the inlay. I don't think I've quite got the depth on the bevel cutter sorted yet. And afterwards I found out I'd actually chipped the bottom of the razor blade, so that made it a bit more difficult than it needed to be. And here we go, popping the frame in, using those tabs to secure it, and here's the final product. Thanks for watching.